What's going on, guys? Blaze here, and welcome back to the Road to FH6. And in the last episode, I was taking on a bunch of PR stunts to continue on with making progression. In this episode, I want to continue to make progression in upgrading festivals. However, I don't think it'll just be strictly PR stunts today, because I did notice it did take a little bit long to do all the progress in the last episode.
Wow! If we could give you more
So,
than 3 stars, boss, we would.
I do think, we'll be returning to the roots of the genre and actually doing some races. But we'll definitely see what's around. Oh, and in the last episode, I did actually build this Aventador, because I did actually end up using it for some of the off-road stunts, although most of them did just end up coming down to the Viper I had obtained off camera. Though this still did put its work in. However, I will not be using it for the races because it's just not very suitable.
Ford versus Holden. Don't worry, I've brought in extra security to keep the peace.
I am also trying to switch up my editing as well. I'll admit, my editing did change, like not even halfway through, but like a little bit through editing the last episode. Hopefully it doesn't change again. I was trying to, like, just cut more of the useless stuff out, really. I kind of forget how long this event is. Wow. And up into first. Surprisingly, IRL, I'm not actually a fan of this car. I just think it's kind of just a typical hot hatch, nothing really going on with it. So I don't actually really tend to look at these too much. Like, I think they're alright, but just too sort of samey compared to its competitors.
I am way too excited right now. '73 Falcon XB, 5.8-litre V8, main force patrol interceptor, fuel-injected suicide machine. You might have to give me a minute. Yeah, sorry about that outburst. It's an Australian thing. I'll get it cleaned up and report back.
Well, I thought I'd change it up a little bit and use a Raptor that I obtained in the last episode on pretty shit. I'm pretty sure I cut that part out of the video. I don't remember why I cut it. It was just after one of the festival expansion cutscenes, which I think I did leave in. But I did obtain this for a discounted price. Holy, this car is not very well. This truck isn't very fast. I mean, it's got a roof rack that brings it to the size of a skyscraper. Why am I not surprised that it's not very quick? But there's always plenty of time to catch. Yeah, I got 5th. I mean, this truck wasn't quick in comparison. That's the important part.
Well, now you're just showing off. Decades of drifting expertise will be on show here at the Horizon Retro Rally Championship.
Use this. I really want to try this. I don't think I've ever driven this car properly. Definitely sounds alright. This Lancia needs to not be in my way. Wasn't the absolute cleanest maneuver, but again, not a very clean maneuver, but it worked. So. I'll take second. Was just dive bombed on by an escort. Really? Yeah, I'll take second place again. Okay, so I did decide to swap away from using the Forza Edition. It was nice to drive, it just wasn't passing a straight line. So I thought that I'd try and take it seriously, at least a little bit. So instead of using the 22B that I won in the last episode, I think I might have kept it in somewhere, all the way up to 4. And modified it up into A class. So now this thing has over 50% more power than what that Horizon Edition does. And yeah, you can feel it. Plus, the LS3 in itself is a considerably stronger engine to use. Which is why it's making Wales appearances in Horizon 6. I don't know if anyone watching has seen that, and sorry if you didn't want any spoilers, but the LS3 currently has not been spotted as an engine swap to my knowledge. However, the LT1 from the Camaro SS has made a return. I mean, it was last seen in Horizon 2, but it was out of Corvette Stingray. But now it's returned as a Camaro variant, which is slightly different stats. And no centrifugal supercharger. Maybe it is a strong engine still. I wouldn't know. Also, wholly understeer. But we'll have to wait and find out. Yep, this thing's considerably faster. Yeah, it feels a little weird driving this car because all the other cars I built with more traction and handling in mind, so now this one handles a little worse. It actually does feel a little weird to drive. And that wouldn't have been the greatest thing.
Look at it! Horizon Outback. I'd swear it was a mirage. But it's real.
Oh, yeah. Farm finds from last episode. Maybe the episode before that as well. Never mind, these are still, oh. Well, okay, they can stay there.
You have no idea what a nightmare it was finding parts for this thing. Guess now we know why the previous owner gave up on it. Still, runs like a dream now. It's all yours. This thing was so quick back in the 60s that every crook had one for a getaway car. So the police started driving them too. See? Car culture. Bringing people together since 1959. There it is, the FX Ute. The beginning of two fine Australian traditions. Putting trays on the backs of muscle cars and abbreviating words that don't really need abbreviating. Remember that suitcase we found on the roof? It was full of clothes from the 50s. Someone must have shipped this thing out just after the war. Talk about a blast from the past. With this much horsepower, you will rule the wasteland. I asked the Horizon people if I could put on some spikes and crossbows and a flamethrower, but they said no.
It'll be drifting, drafting, dirt, gravel and grass at the Horizon Modern Rally Championship.
Hey, let's see how a currently stock Evo will perform. Well, I'm impressed after the first lap, so maybe after this race I'll give it a nice round of upgrades. Which I told myself I was going to rewind back off. I'm so glad I kept on for that. If I'd have just spent 5 minutes in a race just to make a mistake like that, I would have been too pleased. I am a man of my word, I did give the car a round of upgrades, bring it up to the top of B class. All I pretty much did was give it the bottom end of the Varus body kit. So the car to look a little nicer, you know. And then I upped the power, lowered it a bit, and slightly widened the tires. I didn't go too crazy. I don't like sports suspension, so I wanted to make it a little bit stiffer, but not, you know, change the entire way the car drove. So I liked how it drove. I just wanted it to be a little faster. Now I could have done even less and just threw a V8 into it, but that's not really it. That's the boring way of doing it, and I wanted to make it more of a nice all-rounder rather than, oh, it's only good for doing top speed. Yeah, maybe I should have checked all the races over, because I have a feeling that all of them are 5 laps, because it was designed with the extreme track toys in mind, and I'm not jogging an extreme track toy right now. This may or may not be the unofficial announcement of me making another account. Not YouTube, not Twitter, on Instagram. I mean, for years, I've never actually wanted to make a TikTok account, but I might, because I mean, I heard it's good for growth, so might as well give it a shot at this point. And I'll use that as a test for a different style of content. But hopefully it'll do well. But if it doesn't, oh well. Back to the drawing board. On to the last event of this championship. So far, I'm very happy with how this Evo has performed, even before it got its upgrades. And now I'm absolutely over the moon with it. Yeah, it understeers a little bit, but most of this is still relatively standard. Brakes, roll bars, hell, even the diff. Still like the OEM stuff, because I thought I like how it drives, and what if the diff upgrade sort of messes it up?
was wandering around the auto show yesterday, and I heard some people talking. They were going looking for another abandoned classic, but shh, don't tell them. You and me are gonna find it first.
Alright. Well, I guess I know what I'm doing now.
Aha! Snooze, you lose, whoever you are. Time to open her up. Oh, nice, nice. It's a Sunbeam Tiger. This thing has a Ford V8 under the hood, spec'd by Carroll Shelby himself. Bit dusty, rust on the trim, but otherwise it looks pretty good to me. I'll have the Tiger ready soon as I can. This thing needs to be driven.
Vipers, falcons, cobras, and other dangerous animals at the Retro Muscle Championship.
And yes, I did modify up the IROC that I won at the start of last episode, and honestly, it doesn't feel terrible. I'm pleasantly surprised. I thought it was going to be way more wheel spinny. And I did try to build it with the stock engine, but the stock engine was so incredibly underpowered I had to swap it. And, well, there was an LS3 available right there, and it only seemed fitting. This thing's not bad with its Forza arrow either. I mean, the front looks a little iffy with the front canards, but the little lip on the back fits it pretty well. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with how this car has performed. I really didn't mean to do that Mustang. Oh. Not very successfully is another championship finished.
Time for an American grudge match. Chevrolet versus Dodge.
Yep, and I'm definitely thinking the Camaro again because I did really enjoy driving it. To be fair, it might be my favourite car that I've used this episode. So... I'm really happy with this car. Oh, again. Love how it spins first, gets into second, and then gains traction even in the wet. That's insane for a rear-wheel drive car making this much power, which, for the record, is like 730. Just that Camaro is going to give me a bit of grief now, I know it. I know of only one other race where one of the racers did that, and that was, I think, when I was using the 131 for the first time in one of those events over at the timber mill. I gotta chase that Camaro down again. I'm fine with chasing it down because I know I'll catch it. Well, I'll gain time on it around these corners because for some reason the AI just takes really slow. Yeah, there we go. Brake quite heavily. Oh, wow, that was the end of the race? Wow, okay. Yeah, I'll take second. Yeah, second's fine. Wow, no rubber bank Camaro this time? He's now in a Viper? Interesting. That's near enough just a straight line run to the finish, and the championship in the bag from there, and also probably another festival upgrade available.
Still defeating all comers, I see. We've doubled our frontage, branding and signage, and... Look, let me worry about the boring stuff. You just remember to wave hello when you pass by.
I could buy some small cars for really interesting. I'll buy this little thing. Oh, and can't forget these two barn finds.
The Pininfarina Berlinetta. They made 4 of these. 4, that's it. And now we're standing in front of one. I'm telling you, this feeling is what I live for. All right, we shouldn't laugh, but you know what I think happened to this one? Someone left the top down in a storm. Rain fried all the electrics. But you're not going to do that, are you? Are you?
Now with those two little cars obtained and this other little car bought, I think it's time to end this rather successful episode. So I thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Comment as well if you want to. And yeah, have a good rest of your day.